Hey guys, it's Alex Valari Realty Group here in San Diego, and today I got a very special guest. Not only is she one of the best realtors in Arizona, Phoenix, and Tucson area specifically, but she's also my cousin, so I can trust her. We can have a
Yeah.
real talk. We're gonna have some cocktails, but it's a little too early for that. But nevertheless, Meagan Estees is here with me today, and like I said, she is a Arizona realtor. So anybody looking to move to the Phoenix or Tucson area, this is your girl. Listen up. I think it's hashtag home. I'm your home girl or your home girl.
Your AZ homegirl.
Your hashtag your AZ home girl, Meagan Estes. What up?
What up? How's it
What up?
going? Thanks for having
You
me. I'm excited.
I'm out here in Hawaii. Thanks,
Yeah.
me.
That looks like fun. That's where I need to be.
Yeah, actually, this is the new downtown Oceanside area right here. No,
Oh,
just kidding.
I need to
Um, yeah.
visit.
So what's up? So how's the market out in AZ?
It's still crazy. It's still one of the hottest markets in the nation. I think Phoenix is like third hottest place to move, with Atlanta being the first. Um, it's just, and it's busy and I mean, inventory is like crazy and prices are still kind of crazy
What's
as far
what's
as
kind
like
of like the
value.
what's the median home price right now in like Phoenix or Phoenix and Tucson? Are they pretty much the same?
No, they're different. So, median and average, two different things, right?
Right.
So the average or
School
the
me, girl.
median,
School me.
the median home price in Phoenix is like in the 460,000 range,
Okay.
but the average sales price is in like the $560,000 range.
Got it.
So, and that means on average homes are being listed at the 460, but they're selling at the 560. So that's where you get a lot of competitive buyers where they're coming in and, putting up extra value, not just cash necessarily,
Hmm.
but getting those values up because of the lack of inventory. And Tucson is the median is I want to say like the 320s, whereas the average is in the 360s, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry, almost 400. So like 398 is like the average, but the median is 320.
So we're
So
about 100 grand less in Tucson.
yeah, yep. But because our MLS, like our area, so Tucson's
Yeah.
area of homes in comparison to Phoenix area is a lot smaller. So per capita, it almost moves quicker. Um, like the average days on market for a house in the Phoenix MLS, which
Uh-huh.
is very broad,
Yeah.
is about 30 days. So that means a house will only sit on the market for 30 days before it goes under contract.
Okay.
Whereas the average Tucson MLS is 6 days.
Whoa.
But
So Tucson's like way hotter, or is it just a smaller market?
it's just a smaller market with like a higher demand in a sense. More people want to move to Phoenix, but Phoenix is bigger, so there's a lot more variety. And so it's hard to compare the two when it comes to that. There's definitely more competition in Phoenix. And there's a whole different type of clientele when it comes to Phoenix and Tucson.
Got it. Okay. So basically, if anybody's looking to move from California, sell your place because that's like the cool thing to do. Hashtag leaving California. Arizona is a big one. Georgia's a big one. Texas is a big. Basically, the Sun Belt of the United States
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the main area. But for example, Megan referred a client to me that sold here in Vista and now moved to Tucson. He's there settled, loves it. And essentially, he sold his place he owned for 7 years and bought his next place essentially cash. And now he's living mortgage
Living the
free, more
life.
or less. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's
that's
like the crazy thing. Like people from Arizona will tell you this market and the houses are so expensive. But when you talk to people from other broad cities or even like states, they think our prices are fair or even cheaper because the amount of house you get, like the dollar per square foot, is so much more.
mhm.
Um, Like, I would have never thought what I paid for my house recently would be a like what I got from what I paid in comparison to what you can get in Oceanside is a huge difference, right?
Yeah, I mean, I bought my condo in Oceanside for 360. So what'd you buy your little McMansion for?
So well, you bought for 360, which is how many square feet?
It's 1100.
And you have like a like it's like a patio townhome, right? Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah, it's a little townhome.
so for 360 here, I got a 2,400 square foot 2-story home, 4 bedroom,
Huh,
4 bath with an office and a pool.
dude.
And it was a premium lot. So, and that's in Tucson. Now, granted, Phoenix is going to fall somewhere between what you bought and what I bought.
Yeah. So let's jump into that. Like what is hotter, not in temperature, we know Arizona's hot, like that the but what's like the better or like if I was a retiree, for example, leaving California, where would I want to go and why? And then millennial and kind of like walk me through like how that like your current buyers maybe if you can give some stories.
Yeah. So it's really weird because 5 years ago, I would have said Tucson is totally for retirees, whereas like the Phoenix area is more for your younger type of crowd. But Tucson has become very trendy.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot of there's a younger demographic moving in, probably like late 20s, early 30s.
Millennials.
Millennials. And it's because like we have a lot of I don't know what you want to call it. We have a very big hipster vibe here, which is very
Cool.
popular right now. There's a lot of
Yeah.
like vegan restaurants and coffee shops and microbreweries, which I know a lot of the millennial group it really enjoys. We also have a lot of like artsy stuff here. We have a great art community. Um, and we do a lot of like outdoor activities here. So
Except
it's
when it's
still,
120 degrees.
oh my gosh, you'd be surprised at how many people still go out and that stuff. It's insane.
Crazy.
I'm like, nope, I've been here my whole life and I've learned to stay indoors. But Tucson does have a huge draw for retirees.
Yeah.
Because it is a little more relaxed than Phoenix and it's very Tucson's got like a small town vibe to it almost. It's not a small city by any means, but it's just very old school. Like people are very welcoming.
A little
The
slower pace, maybe.
yeah, it's a lot more relaxed. We don't have like a it's funny because I use the comparison to like our freeway system, like Phoenix to Tucson. So Tucson only has one freeway that goes through it, which is I-10, and it runs along the south side and the west side up, and then goes north. Whereas Phoenix has, all these interlinked loops and interstates, and so you can get around pretty quickly because you're super busy. But it's just very yeah, it's just chill. The actual city of Tucson is only like 12 miles wide. So you
Hmm.
can be from one end of the city to the other within 30 to 40 minutes.
Cool.
And that's with surface streets. Phoenix is a lot more fast paced. It's the fifth biggest city in the United States. There's definitely a draw there for more like younger people. Scottsdale and Tempe are very trendy places to be, so there's a lot of that. Um, and it's just go, go, go all the time. There's a lot of like entertainment there, which is cool. All the sporting events are up there, like the major sporting events.
Right.
Whereas Tucson doesn't really have that. Um, there's a lot of like indoor entertainment, not just like clubs and bars, but they have an aquarium up there and just really cool modern stuff to do. Whereas Tucson's a lot more outdoorsy. You do a lot of hiking. In the summer when it's hot, we have Mount Lemon, which is only like an hour drive up. So it's only a day trip rather than having to take a weekend to go to like Flagstaff or something like that.
Right.
And it's usually like when it's 100 degrees here, it's 70 degrees up there. And that's like pine trees, and there's a small um, ski lift up there because it does get snow in the winter. People think it doesn't snow in the desert, but it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just both cities are just completely different vibes, but it's nice because if you want to change it up, it's only a 2-hour drive, which is what I love about both cities because I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm gathering is if you like the downtown vibe of San Diego and kind of the more hustle bustle, Phoenix, kind of the heart of Phoenix is kind of maybe
Yeah,
where you
I'd
want
say
to
so.
go. If
Phoenix
if
and
you're looking for
Scottsdale.
a kind of a like comparison,
Say
right?
that again.
Obviously, I said if you're looking for a like comparison, obviously
Okay, yeah, yeah.
you're missing out on the beach and the beautiful high taxes and everything we have here, of course. But San Diego downtown area or like the south part of San Diego is going to be more fitted in comparison to Phoenix, whereas maybe North County and that little bit of like more spread out, slower vibe is
Mm,
going to be like a Tucson.
okay. Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting. So
I think that you would be pretty accurate in that.
cool.
Um, yeah, because it's just they're total opposites, right? Like
Yeah,
that's kind of where one place is where you go to like have a relaxing day, the other one is to kind of get that energetic vibe. So
gotcha.
I think your comparison would be pretty accurate.
So I guess with your buyers right now, Phoenix and Tucson, what's kind of like the typical houses you see in Phoenix and typical houses you see in Tucson?
So Tucson has very traditional style housing when it comes to like the Southwest look.
Mhm.
You see like especially the older homes, you see a lot of like saltillo tile, adobe
I
fireplaces.
don't even know what that so what?
Saltillo, it's like you'd know it when you saw it. It's like it's almost like clay. It's
Oh, like
black.
the red Spanish tile.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, why don't you just say that? Just kidding.
We don't call it that. It's not my favorite type of flooring
No,
because
I love that stuff.
I know. Well, that's the thing is like that's the huge draw for Tucson is we have like you don't get that a whole lot of other places and people just love it. I've been
Right.
around it my whole life, so I'm not a huge fan of it. And somebody who always redoes their house, it's a pain to break that stuff out.
Sure, sure. Meant to
But so
last.
yeah, so you have like the Southwest style here, a lot of ranch style homes
Okay.
um, for the older homes that are here. There's a lot of track home building going on now because there's a lot of new construction. And whereas Phoenix, you get more of like a trendy, modern, updated look and feel to it. I actually prefer that overall because I love the new modern styles that are coming out.
Mhm.
But again, there's a lot of track homes out there. But Phoenix probably has more when I've done showings, there's probably more unique features in homes.
Unique feet. So a little extra customization, if you will.
Yeah, stuff that you never think about, and it's usually you walk in and you go, "What is that?" Like
Okay, I gotta
toilet
ask,
in the middle of the living room, or
it was what?
I said like a toilet in the middle of the living room,
Hey,
or
that's actually really convenient.
yeah,
You're
right?
watching a movie and you gotta go.
Yeah, I saw one time
Oh my
that had a
god.
light bulb like sticking out of the shower right next to the shower head.
Oh, that's smart.
So that's why it's important to get inspections done, right?
Dude. Well, anyways, we'll
Yeah.
digress on that. um, all right. So obviously we know where you live.
Mhm.
But let's say you were me, since you know me, and I'm in love with California. I'm not
Yeah,
leaving.
right.
Where would I move? Phoenix or Tucson?
Um, ooh,
I love the beach. So what's the best how do I itch that itch?
I would say Tucson
Tucson.
because
Okay.
Tucson has way more outdoor activities. when I lived I lived in Goodyear, which is just west of Phoenix when I lived up there. And when COVID happened, it was really hard because, they kept saying, get outside, go do outdoor activities. There's not a whole lot to do there. Even their hiking isn't great.
In
Here,
Phoenix.
you can sit, yeah, up in
Yeah.
Phoenix. Um, Here, like I said, you could go to Mount Lemon, which is an hour. We also have Sabino Canyon, where it's an actual running water hike. Like you can go, you can dip your feet in,
That's cool.
and that's just right outside of the city. It's not far to get. It's east of the city, and then we have like the Saguaro National Monument. Um, if after COVID and things started opening up again, we have the Desert Museum, which is really cool because it's kind of like a zoo. Like they have a lot of the actual desert animals that you will find here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you were to move here, I think because you like outdoor activities so much overall, I think that's like your favorite more than like bar hopping or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Totally.
I think Tucson would totally be your vibe.
Okay. And let's say I do move there. I'm not. But if I
I
do,
know.
what how do I win? Because I know here, 14 plus offers on every house. Outbidding is the name of the game.
So
Although things are kind of changing with the interest rates swinging and
yeah,
starting to see some different things happening, which I
yeah.
like in
Mhm.
regards to being a buyer. But like, how do you make your clients successful in finding the home? Because you guys, I'm telling you what, like Megan and I talk frequently, and I'm always like, dude, you're like getting all these offers accepted all like so fast. So every single person is just like, oh, got another one accepted. Like, how are you beating out the competition? Like, she's so good. So I'm not trying to like woot woot, but woot woot. Like,
Thank
just saying.
you.
But
Thanks.
like, how do you do it? How are you getting your clients the home they want?
So, first thing that I always do with a new client is I have so we're talking buyers. I have a buyer consultation. So you call
Mhm.
me up, hey, I want to move to Tucson or Phoenix. I work both cities the same way. Um, I sit down, I explain the transaction process, what can happen, what's a standard transaction, and what we're gonna deal with now with the way that the market's been. Um, I know a lot of people think that cash is king. Like you got to have that cash over appraisal or even just buying with cash. Um, I don't necessarily always work like that. I give that option to my clients, but I have other negotiations that I use when I am submitting our offer. Um, that you can do, it's called an escalation clause. If people don't know what that is, you just offer X amount of dollars over any offer
Uh-oh.
or any offer up to X amount.
Mhm.
And then there's also you can buy a house as is. That doesn't mean you necessarily waive your inspections, but you just don't ask for any repairs as long as you're comfortable, with the with what happens. You can offer the seller a post possession where they can rent the house for up to 28 days after they sell it to you, but they still pay you to live there and they pay at the
Right.
new mortgage rate. Um, so just things like that, quick closings if the seller needs it. Because most people who sell are gonna buy. They have the dilemma of also buying and they have to move quick. And it's really hard to do that it's hard to buy when you're contingent on your home selling. You have to rely on this house to sell in order to buy. So you
Mhm.
can get beat out like that. I also have a really good tactic that I use when we're submitting the offer, and I think this is probably my biggest. Um, I don't even know if I want to put it out there for people to know.
Well, it doesn't really matter. So many realtors here, but I see it. Okay, buyers go for it.
So what I do, so if I call you, hey
Yeah.
Alex, I
What's
have a
up, Matt?
buyer and we're gonna submit an offer.
Okay.
I don't even go over the terms. I let them view that when I in the paperwork.
Okay.
But I tell you what it's like to work with me. I say, you know, once we are in a transaction together, I work with you. I don't work against you, because we're now supposed to be a team. All of these agents, especially listing agents, for some reason are under the impression that they just can run people around. And I see this more so in Phoenix than I do in Tucson, because it's a little more aggressive up there. Um, but I just, let's, if something comes up, let's talk about it. Let's figure out a way. Let's see this all the way to closing. Keep everybody on the same page. Make all parties happy, so that by the time we get to the closing table, everybody's comfortable and happy with their transaction. There's, no surprises, disclose everything. And I have had offers accepted based off of that conversation, and we were not necessarily the highest offer or the best offer. It's
Dude,
just,
that's huge.
yeah, agents will push to work with me or somebody like that because of the promise to kind of keep it as smooth as
Yeah.
possible.
So what you're saying is who you work with matters.
It does. It
Yeah,
really, really does.
I think so too. 100%. It's all about like having good communication, good vibes through the whole transaction, and having obviously like the fiduciary duties that we have as real estate agents, but
Yeah.
transferring that into communication with the other side to get them to do what you want in a very nice way.
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand when it became such a competition once
It's
you're under
egos, dude.
contract,
It's all ego. People just get
Yeah,
their egos out of control.
it's
But
so crazy.
anyways, I can go on for hours on the ego
Me too.
aspect.
But that's what I do. That's how I work it. And it's worked in both markets, and
Yeah,
it's just conversation. You're putting personality and character behind the contract. And
gotcha.
I've even, I know it's kind of frowned upon, but I've had the two parties meet, buyers and sellers meet, so that you can see what kind, who's behind it. So it's not just this, well, the buyer's trying to take advantage or the seller's trying to, do this and that. And that works. It's like
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, communication is key. That's my big thing.
Amen.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we'll just wrap it up there.
Okay.
And you guys, if you're leaving California and heading to Arizona, Megan's your girl. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can call me at, should I do my number? Okay, we're gonna put it in the
We'll put the number on the screen right
Okay,
here.
yeah. Or email me too. That works just fine.
Okay.
The number to call, it's also my cell, so you can text it if you prefer. I'm always available. I'm pretty flexible, so yeah, feel free to reach
Perfect.
out.
Awesome. And then anybody needs to reach out to us on this end or either one of us to get this
Yeah.
whole communication, like we were just talking about, the whole communication process started. Our contact information will be down below as well. If you had any value at all from this video, please give us a thumbs up and reach out with any comments or questions or concerns you might have about leaving California and entering into Arizona. But
Yeah.
for now, I think we'll do another one. I think we should do another one on, I don't know, maybe deep dive on like investments into Arizona. But if anybody else has a video they want to see specifically about, living in California, going to Arizona, or living here, investing there, or Airbnb, Megan has a couple Airbnbs that are doing phenomenal. So
That's
drop a
actually,
comment. Yeah, drop a
yeah.
comment below, and we can do this thing. Maybe we'll have some cocktails next time.
Yeah. I
I
also think we need to do a video where if you're leaving California and you want to list your house, what the steps are, and
Yeah, we can do that
what
next.
Alex's marketing plan is, because he's amazing and they go under contract so quickly.
Boom boom.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, cool. Let me stop the recording real quick. How do I stop
Oh
the
my
recording?
gosh, I have something in my eye.